What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and today I have a replay. I throw paper, he throws rock, so I get to go first. It is my birthday. I am 31 years old. Woo, woo, woo. Still playing a children's card game. So I open Upstart, Tribe, Solum, Double Spy, Book of Moon, and Deco. I decide to set Spy, set Book of Moon, and set Solum, and pass. He's got Sangin, Wing Blast, Night Assailant, Chaos Sword, Thunder Dragon, and Spirit Reaper. Spoiler alert for this video. Game 3, he fucking Trinities me. And you know I only post W's, so how did I come back after he Trinity me? Have no clue at all, but it's pretty damn funny. So here we go. And another spoiler alert. I misplayed like crazy this game and lost. So shouldn't tell you all that already, but misplayed like crazy. I'll show you what I misplayed. And it's going to be terrible. But it's all good. So he discards Thunder Dragon. Discards Thunder Dragon and grabs 2 more. Says my nephew will shut the fuck up. I can keep talking. Alright. Forgot what he does here. Because it's been like fucking forever. Oh, he summons Sangin. Okay, he runs the Sangin out. I say okay. Obviously, because I have the Spy. Just say it in my head, just don't have a knock. And he goes into battle and swings into my Spy. And he takes, just like yesterday when I played that tournament, I could have just summoned Spy and attacked for game. Also could have tributed and sacked for, and brought Chaos Sword out against Panda Burn and would have won that game. So 2 games I misplayed like crazy, and I got knocked the fuck out of the tournament. But it's all good. I will eventually get it. I know what happens. You know, I just got to not misplay, and everything will be A-okay. So he hits my Spy, and I get a Spy. And he sets Wing Blast and passes. I draw into my Wing Blast here. So I decide to set Deco and pass. He draws into Solemn Judgment. So he decides to switch the second to defense, set the Spirit Reaper, and set the Solemn and pass. I draw into Upstart. I see if he has anything. He says no. So I flip the Deco and draw 1. I draw into a knock, which is nice. I fire the Upstart and draw into Chaos Sword. And I fire the knock and I knock the Reaper. And then I get a little aggressive. I switch the Spy to attack mode. And he searches a Sinister. And then I swing with the Deco. And he takes the 14. And I pass. He draws into a Fate. So he decides to just drop Chaos Sword right now. Banishes the Dark, banishes the Light. And drops the Sork on me. And I say, okay, that's fine, no response. And he doesn't even worry about removing anything. He just goes right into battle. That's how you know this guy is not very good. Like, you want to just put this in defense here. And banish all my darks and shit. It just, he's just fueling my graveyard for my Chaos Monster to run over his. I mean, I guess he does have this Solemn and this Wing Blast to protect it, but still. And he's just going to pass. I draw into Duo. So I decide to fire the Duo here. And just saying, fuck it. And Thunder Dragon and Sinister. I pick Thunder Dragon, he throws out Sinister. And then I run Tribe out. And I discard it and pop his sword with my Spy. He says okay. And I hit him for 3k. And set the Wing Blast and pass. He draws into a Deco. He gets a Sinister back. He sets the Deco and passes. I draw into Magician of Fate. Got a few spells here in grave. I decide just to go into battle and swing with the Tribe. He lets that go. He draws into Snatch Steel. And I run over him for 1400, putting him at 32. And I set Faith and pass. He draws into Heavy Storm here. So he's going to use a Wing Blast here on my face now. Discard Sinister. In the main phase he does it. Should have definitely did this in standby phase, but he fucked up. So now he's going to try to fire Heavy Storm, and I'm going to Solemn Judgment the Heavy. And then he's going to Solemn Judgment my Solemn Judgment. I was only at 16, and I chain Book of Moon to put my Deco face down. And then he's going to Snatch Steal my Tribe and just run into the Deco. And I draw into the Faith, which I know I'm going to draw because he just Wing Blasted it. And he's going to set Night Assailant and pass. I draw into my Snatch Steal, so I gain 1,000. I fire the Snatch Steal, and I swing at the monster. It is a Night Assailant, and then I set Faith to pass. He draws into Solemn Judgment. He sets Faith to Judgment and passes. And this is when I misplay right here. I draw MST. Now, what I was thinking in my head was, he could have Wayne Blast or Geki Break. What are the odds of having another Solemn when he just had a Solemn? I mean, fuck it. So my dumbass decides to flip the Faith like an idiot instead of just fucking MST in and then going to grab Doc and dropping the Chaos Sword, and it would have been game. Oh no, I couldn't drop the sword right here anyways. So I wouldn't have been able to drop the sword, even if I would have done that. Because I didn't have the light, so I guess I wouldn't have been able to win anyway, so I didn't know that, so right now, didn't have no light. So I flipped the Faith, and he uses Solemn Judgment. And I decide to banish the Dark, banish the Light, and drop the Chaos Sword. And I swing over the Faith. And he gets Snatch Steal back, which is fine. But I still have the MST. I set the MST and pass. And he top decks Graceful Charity, and he does not get a Sinister back. So must be nice. I would have definitely still won if he wouldn't have drew Charity. He fires Graceful into Solemn, Mask of Darkness, and BLS. And that is the game, folks, because he drops the BLS on me. Has another Solemn. All three Solemns he drew on me this game. So I guess it was just destined for me to lose. I mean, even if I would have gotten, I wouldn't have been able to kill him. So I don't think it really would have mattered if I would have MST'd that. I wouldn't have the light. Chaos Sword would have been dead in my hand. So now we are at 250. He sets the Solemn and passes. I draw into Wing Blast, and that is the game. So we're going to game 2. He gets to game 1 because, I mean, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Even if I would have MST'd, I would have flipped the Faith, got knocked. It really wouldn't have mattered. So, not really mad about that. It is what it is. I did say, gave that one to you, and he said you did, but it really wouldn't have mattered. I mean, he would have drew Graceful anyways and dicked on me regardless. All I would have had was, oh no, it wouldn't have, because he would have shuffled his deck with the Faith. So, maybe it would have been different. Who fucking knows? But we're on to game 2. Now I know that he's trash as shit, and that I'm a lot better, so let's see what happens. Game 2, I open all fucking monsters. Great. BLS, Breaker, Fate, Thunder Dragon, and Spy. And I draw Upstart. I discard the Thunder Dragon and grab 2 more. And I fire the Upstart into Ring, so that's 1 trap at least. I set the Faith and set the Ring right away here. Just say screw it. He draws into a Deco. He's got Deco, Mirror Force, Solemn, Card Destruction, Pedigree, and Breaker. So, just like the game 3, his hand is pretty busted right here. Not gonna lie. So, he's going to fire the Pot of Greed. And he draws Duo and Heavy. So, awesome. Like, for me to even think about winning these games is just crazy to me that he has Pot and Duo. And in the next game, I spoiled it for y'all. And he's going to Trinity me. So, it's just crazy as shit. Like, this shows how good I really am in this game. If I can come back from shit like this. It's ridiculous. So, he's going to fire the Duo on me. Okay. And it gets even funnier because watch this shit. He Duos me and instantly rolls 4 and picks my BLS. So, now my BLS is just gone the entire game. So, I'm just like, awesome. That's fucking great. That's what I want to see. I say, so lucky. So, I'm pretty defeated here. I think he's going to get me. He sets Deco, and sets Mirror Force and passes. I draw into a Fate. So, not really much going on for me here. I'm going to flip the Faith right away. And he says, okay. I grab the Upstart back. I Upstart and draw into MST. Another, like, pretty terrible card. I decide to run Breaker out and break. And then I swing it the face down. It is a Deco. So he draws into a Spy. And I hit him for 300, and I don't set the MST, because I was thinking he could have heavy, which he does, so I'm glad I didn't set that, and I just pass. He draws into a knock. So he's got pretty much card advantage on me, damn near, and it's not going good for me. But if there's a will, there's a way. He sets Spy and sets Solemn and passes. I draw into Jar of Greed. So I decide just to go right into battle and swing with the breaker. And it is a Spy, so that sucks. He gets another Spy. And now I decide to set the Jar of Greed and set the another Faith and pass. He draws into a Wing Blast. So now he's going to fire heavy, and I'm going to chain both of these. This is what really boosted me way back in this game right here, because now I get to chain both of these, and he wastes both of his. And then I draw a Graceful Charity with a Jar of Greed, so that's really nice. This is some light in the tunnel for sure, and he's going to pop his Solemn. He's going to knock my Faith, which is fine. It gets rid of all his too, so I'm okay with that. And now he runs Breaker out and switches the Spy to attack mode. And he hits over the breaker and hits over my Faith. He sets Wing Blast and passes. I draw into Torrential Tribute. So now I'm going to fire Graceful Charity. And I draw into Sola, Mind Control, and Heavy Storm. So I discard the Thunder Dragon, obviously, and I discard the Heavy Storm. Real tough picks there, but had to do what I had to do. So now I'm going to set Spy and set MST and hope he doesn't have another knock or some shit. So this is going to bait out his breaker, which is pretty nice here. So I set the MST and set the Spy and pass. He draws into Snatch Steel, so more just good-ass cards for this guy. He uses Breaker, and now I'm going to chain MST on the back row, and he's going to chain it and put my Spy back on top by discarding Card Destruction, and he's going to hit me for 28. So now I am at 2,400, and he passes. I draw into the Spy, so now I know Heavy Storm's gone, so I'm pretty okay with setting everything here. I set the Solemn and set the Torrential and pass. Should have probably set the Mind Control too, but it's fine. He draws into Tsukiyomi. He goes into battle, and he hits, and I say, okay, it's a Spy. I grab my Spy. He switches his Spy to defense and passes. I draw into a Chaos Sword, so this is a really good one here. Now I just drop the sword, and I banish the Spy, and I pass. He draws into BLS. So it must be nice. Not really, though. So now he's going to fire Snatch Steel here. I could Solemn Judgment this, but I decided in my head, like, I got Mind Control to pop him next turn. I got Solemn. I got Torrential. He's not going to be able to kill me right here. I don't believe it, so I just let him take my Chaos Sword. No problem. He banishes the Spy. Then he runs Tsukiyomi out, falls right into my trap because I Torrential Tribute. This way I waste his Snatch and his Tsukiyomi and his Breaker and blow the whole board up. And now I'm going to have 3 cards and he only has 1. He'll have 2 on his turn, but I have Solemn, so... And now he's just left with a dead BLS. I draw into Deco. I set the Deco and pass. He draws into Mind Control. Must be nice. So he fires the Mind Control and I have to Solemn Judgment this. There's no way I'm going to let him have the Deco. And I draw into another Deco. I flip my Deco up and draw into Wing Blast. Pretty good protection. Hit him for 1,400. And I set Deco and set Wing Blast and pass. He draws into a knock. So it must be nice. He draws Mind Control and knock back to back on my fucking face down. It's like perfect fucking shit. But it's fine though. I draw into Upstart. I fire the Upstart into Jar of Greed. Give him 1,000. Hit him for 1,400. Putting him down to 53. I set Jar of Greed and pass. He draws into Spirit Reaper, so okay. Another pretty good card to wall him up here until he draws a light. He sets the Reaper and passes. I draw into Tsukiyomi, that's a pretty good draw for me. And I draw a Greed into Knock. So now I run the Tsukiyomi up with the Deco down and draw into Tribe. And I decide just to knock. It's a Reaper. And I swing Bada Bada. Put him at 2800, and I pass. He draws into Tribe. He runs Tribe out, and I ask him for priority, and he says no, so I just White Blast this card to Yugioh, and that is Curtains. He passes. I summon Tribe, hit him for 3k. Let's fucking go. On to game 3. He opened Pot and Duo that game, and I came back and got him. That's just how good this deck really is. So we're on to game 3. Or really, that's just how bad this guy really is. I mean, the deck's really good, but this guy's really bad. So, this game, he opens Snatch Steal, Night of Stealing, Duo, Graceful, Solemn, and Card Destruction. So he's going to fire Graceful first, which is definitely a misplay. You always fire the Duo first. He fires Graceful Charity and draws into Upstart, DLS, and Mirror Force. He discards Night of Stealing and Snatch Steal. You don't want to be discarding Snatch Steal, really. I mean, I would have been better off. If I was him, I would have discarded Card Destruction or some shit. I would have never discarded. I would have never played Graceful right here. I would have just waited on it. So, that's me, though. That's him. So, there goes the Graceful. Then he fires Upstart and draws Pot of Greed. So, awesome. This is just great. At this point, I'm just like, I'm completely fucked, I guess. Well, not yet. When I see this card, now I think I'm fucked. He Pot of Greeds into Mask of Darkness and Tsukiyomi. Then he fires Duo on me, so awesome. He has the Trinity on me. Great. He's got 6 cards, and I'm going to have 4 only. So he's +2 on me right now. He picks a Thunder Dragon, and I throw out the Fate. He sets Mask of Darkness, Solemn Judgment, and I think Mirror Force here, pretty sure, obviously. Yep. Oh no, he plays Card Destruction. He sets Solemn and Mask of Darkness and plays Card Destruction. So this is good for me, I guess, because it makes him go neg 1, so I like that. He draws Sinister, Tribe, and Fate. I draw Mind Control, Graceful, and Fate. So pretty good draws here. And I just pass. Or no, he just passes, sorry. I draw Solemn Judgment per turn. So I immediately fire this Mind Control to take his shit. And he decides to Solemn Judgment that. He's like, I'm not giving that up. I guess he really valued me getting Torrential that much to waste his Solemn here. So, okay, I'm cool with that. Now I fire Graceful Charity, and I draw Sengen, Mirror Force, and Jar of Greed. Not that great. I discard the Jar of Greed and the Sengen. And I set Fate, set Mirror Force, and set Solemn and pass. He draws in a Dust Shoot, which is dead, so that's really good for me. He flips Mask of Darkness, and he tries to get Solemn back, but I instantly just Solemn Judgment and say, fuck it. Now he sets Faith and Dust Shoot and passes. I draw in a Duo, which is nice. I fire the Duo, because he's got 2 cards in hand. Of course, he has to have Sinister, which sucks. Now I flip Faith. I could just get this Graceful here, but I gamble here a little bit. I seen that Sinister's engraved, so I'm thinking that he's got to go and face down. This way it gets rid of his. And if it is a Faith, I can still get the same card. So I decide just to grab Mind Control. And he's had enough. He scoops. So after opening all this crazy shit, Pot, Graceful, Duo, he just scoops to a Mind Control. That's how we fucking do it. Happy birthday to me. Have a good day or night. Peace out, everybody.